It's been a while since we've done this, where we sat down, we watched a fight, and I commentate, give you my thoughts on what's happening in the bout. And I really wanted to do this one pre-UFC 287 because we're watching Alex Pereira today. And I actually don't know how his fourth fight with Izzy is going to turn out, but I want to show you him against one of my favorite kickboxers, somebody who I styled my left hook after, Artur Kyshenko. Artur Kyshenko was in K1 Max at 154 pounds, relatively light. Big weight cut to get there, I'm sure. But this guy had incredible technique, made it to the finals twice, I believe, lost both times to Masato. I might be wrong on that, but I think that's correct. But very close fights with Masato, or at least the second one, he probably should have won it. And this guy puts Pereira through it. It's so interesting to see somebody who has striking that is way up here and somebody who everybody recognizes in Pereira as being one of the best strikers in the world, one of the hardest hitting guys in the world, what he can actually do against somebody who I deem in Artur Kyshenko to be one of the absolute best kickboxers, not just like within K1, but ever. Absolutely ever. So let's watch this. And we start off, we take a look first at a couple stats. They both weighed in at 81 kilos. Now we have to keep in mind that that might be pretty small for Pereira, but for Kyshenko, that is very big. Although I will say that I think Kyshenko might be on something because he used to be very skinny. He was kind of built like me, and now he's just enormous. And that doesn't happen by accident. And over in Europe, and he was at Mike's gym, it might be on something. But let's take a look at the records. Pereira, 31 wins, 5 losses. Kyshenko, 68 wins, 12 losses. Height difference, 14 inches in disparity for Kyshenko. And it says something about him fighting at 80 kilos normally, whereas Pereira is normally at 85. So there's definitely a weight discrepancy. Just in general, maybe not for this fight and the fact they both weighed in at 81, but Pereira being the bigger person. So let's start and let's get this fight underway. Very, very excited to watch this again. It's been a while. Here we go. Final instructions from the ref. Fight underway. Look at the height difference there. Kyshenko has some very, very good defense. Look at him evade that high kick. Swept the inside leg out to off-balance Pereira there. You might have missed that. Good body hook from Pereira though. And Kyshenko has that right hand a little lower right now. I like that little shake out there from Pereira. Just relax, relax. Not everything has to be 100% power, even though that might be his style. What you're going to see most likely from Kyshenko, at least in the way that I remember him, is his counters were very good. Look at that. See, he has a shot come and then he fires a couple back. Just very, very hard to pin down and have him do nothing in return. And this is a fight that I've just wanted to share with everybody for a long time, simply because he is just showing exactly how a fighter like Pereira, who's considered by many to be one of the best ever in glory, because he has 2 belts at 2 different weight classes, Pereira did, but Kyshenko, who never got the opportunity to really shine the way he should have, like this guy was on a massive, massive win streak. He was signed with Glory for a short period of time, and then they just wouldn't re-sign him. I'm not sure if it was something to do with him exploding in size, like I said, which was questionable, or if just nobody wanted to fight this guy. I don't think anybody did. He was on something like a 2-3 year win streak. And this is fighting frequently. This isn't like MMA, 2 or 3 year win streak. We were fighting twice a year, sometimes once. He was fighting a lot. Pereira saying, yeah, not hurting me yet. Look at those body shots though. That left body hook of Kyshenko is absolutely beautiful. I think it's the timing between his cross and his body hook. He just goes one to the other, very quick, finds the opening. And everybody talks about Pereira hitting so hard. And with MMA gloves, yes, he absolutely does. Those are hard gloves to take and block. But we see Kyshenko tight guard, just dealing with it. One of the hardest strikers in the world. And Kyshenko not phased. Good little chase down there. Pressuring forward, waiting for his opportunity. That's a scary kick from Pereira, I'm sure. And here we go. Oh, a little pause in action there. Ref ready. Here we go into round number 2. Pereira, very, very successful stint in Glory before he made that UFC transition or MMA transition. Moved up a weight class, fought a guy from Russia who was the champion, beat him, very close fight, but beat him, and then I think lost to him in another very close fight. That's still very impressive for moving up a weight class. But Pereira is somebody who's just so big that he sort of towers over everybody. Strength, height, everything at whatever weight class he's at. So him moving up is probably actually him at his normal weight. Nice body shots there from Kyshenko. He's very mobile. Kyshenko didn't used to move that much, or I don't think in general he does. He'll stand a little bit more in front of somebody, but maybe he knew, oh, big knee. I think he knew against Pereira that standing in front would be a little more dangerous. And Kyshenko, he doesn't look that old, but I think he's a year younger than me, actually. But he's been around for a long time. Back in 2006, I think, was when I first saw him in K1. He battled hard in 2007, 2008. This guy is a massive veteran. Body probably just like iron after all the fights he's had. Fighting 3 times in a night. Doing tournaments. He actually lost to one of the opponents that I lost to, Robin van Roosmalen, in a 8-man tournament in the finals, back when he was a little closer to my weight. And they were fighting at 154 pounds back then. Big body shot. Just maintaining a good pace now, making it a hard fight. Look at that left hook to the head on Pereira. Ooh, left hook for a left hook. Kyshenko has had a couple times with that. Oh, he wobbled him. He wobbled him. Didn't get a count there, but he was definitely wobbled. Oh, he's just lighting him up now, up to head level. And the knockdown. And it's good sometimes to see people like Pereira who are just deemed monsters when you put them up against one of the highest level kickboxers. Like we're talking like top 10, in my opinion. What can happen? Rattling him. Oh, almost down there off the ropes. He's getting lit up. And, oh, they stop it. Oh, I like that they stopped it in the fact that, Pereira didn't take too much extra damage. But I feel like it could have been a tiny bit premature. But it could have been one more punch and then he was absolutely out. Artur Kyshenko, if you have not checked him out already, you definitely should. His fights against Masato are amazing. He's beaten Pereira. He's beaten so many people in the world. He's somebody that you should take a look at right now.